right, so I was able to snag Dustin, one of the guys here at NutriGround, and he's gonna help run through all the techniques for the DVD today. So the first one I want to go over is probably one of the most popular sweeps when you first start out, but there's a lot of details to it, and a lot of times some guys miss some of those, so they're not always the most successful. First one's going to be scissor sweep. So I'm going to start with Dustin, my guard. I'm going to start with closed guard. Okay. Now it's really important. I think one of the things that a lot of people have problems with this is that they go into the scissor sweep without having control, right? So they might have something, they're kind of opening up, but without having good control on Dustin's sleeve or his collar, I'm giving him the really good opportunity to start defending what I'm doing and start getting some grips so he can start his passes. So this is with all sweeps when you open up from guard. I want to make sure that I have good control. So I'm going to start by locking up the arm to whatever side I'm sweeping. So I'm going to sweep Dustin to this side, so I'm going to grab this arm. Then I'm going to grab a cross collar grip. So this is going to come across, and I'm going to use this to break his posture down. Okay, this is where I want Dustin for the scissor sweep. If he's posturing back like this, it's going to be pretty hard for me to do scissors. I'm better doing something like an up and over sweep. I'm looking for his posture to be broken down. Whether he broke it down or I broke it down, I need his posture like this. So with his posture broken, with control on the sleeve, now I'm safe to open up my guard without having to be too threatened by him starting his pass. So I'm going to open my guard, keeping my knees pinched against his body and planting my feet. Right? If I got my knees nice and loose, you can start getting on the inside. It might be causing me some trouble. So I keep those knees pinched. Whatever side I'm sweeping him to, this side, because I have this sleeve, I'm going to hip to the other side. And I'm not hipping out too much, right? If I hip out too much, then there's all this space, and he can start his pass. And if I hip out too little, I can't get the knee through. I'm hipping out just enough. I break keep my knees pinched, hip out just enough to slide that knee through, and finish here. And now what I want is I want to keep my knees together, and I want to keep this leg high. Another really common mistake is people drop this leg too early, and he'll be able to just step over and start working his pass. So we want to make sure we keep that knee high. This side I'm hooking kind of like a butterfly hook around his hips. So, got him broken down, got him here. Now once I get to here, the next big mistake, I need to somehow load him up, and I have two ways to load him up. The first way I can load him up is either by simply pulling him on top. Right? That's pretty good if you're the big guy and you're going against the little guy. But if you're going against a big guy, that can be hard. So instead, I'm going to use this leg, and I'm going to push. And what do the big guys or wrestlers like to do? They like to slam me back down. They don't like you to get that space. So I'm using that to load me up. All I'm trying to do is get my upper body heavy, feel like it's heavy, which means the lower body is not. And at that point, now I can drop this leg. Drop it down to his knee. I'm going to chop here, chop with the leg across his hip, and turn him over. Now, a lot of people like to teach to sit right up in the mount. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. The thing I'm a little worried about, if you scoot back a little bit, the thing I'm worried about is with all this momentum being transferred, the second I load him up and sweep, he's going to hook my leg and roll me right back over. So yes, going to mount is not bad. You get the sweep and you get the mount points, but it's a little more risky. So I always like to take a little bit more conservative road. Just worry about the sweep. Load him up, push him away, chop. Take this leg. I'm going to reach it back and hook this leg. And then I'm going to give him a little bit of a kick. And that's going to buy me a second to be able to sit up and take this hand to grab the pant leg. So I kick, grab the pant leg, switch my hips, and get my sweep. A little more conservative, but higher likelihood that I'm going to complete it. So one more time, a little bit quicker. We'll kind of change the angle here a little bit. Start with my grips. Grip on the sleeve that I'm sweeping to. Grip on the collar. Break his posture down. He's got to have his posture broken. Open my guard once I have control. Keep my knees pinched. Plant my feet. Hip out. Just enough to slide the knee across. My knees are together. Keeping my leg high. And I have the far leg hip hooked with my leg. Now I need to load him up. I can either pull to load him up, or I can push him away and he slams me back down. Either way, it's heavy on top, light on the bottom, so that I can drop this leg down. Chop with this leg, chop with the other leg to sweep. Resist the temptation to go to mount. Pivot this around and kick, hook and push this leg away so that this hand can come up and grab onto it. Switch my hips and get my sweep. So that's scissor sweep from guard. Thanks.